All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with Braden Shelton. Braden, congratulations on getting funded. How you feeling?
I feel good.
Awesome. Well, tell us a little bit about this journey of getting funded. Tell us a little about you first. Where do you live? Tell us all the things.
So I'm in college right now. I am from Missouri, but I'm going to college in DeKalb, Illinois at Northern Illinois University. And then when I was starting, I took a few of the free beginner classes with real life trading. And
Sure.
then going into college, I realized I wasn't going to have time to take a lot of those trades and actually sit and look at the charts. And so one of the people that I know that was in real life trading already suggested the bots for me since I'm going to be in college, and I took the class and I really liked it. And then I think like a month and a half later, after finishing the class, I got funded with my first account.
Nice, man. Well, that feels good being that age. I think you were one of the youngest people I've gone through my class so far. So, yeah, awesome. Cool, man. Well, that's exciting, right? Tell us a little bit about the specifics, the dynamics of this. Now, you said you got your account funded with bots. Tell the audience a little bit, tell Real Life Nation a little bit about what was the specific strategy? What did you trade? What did that look like?
So I traded the S&P opening range breakout on I believe it was a 15-minute candle,
Okay.
opening range breakout on that, and It, I traded 4 days a week, Monday through Thursday. I took off Friday because that one wasn't working well, but that's really all I traded with most of the time to get this
Sure.
funded was the S&P opening range breakout. That's where the majority of it came from.
Right. And once you got the account, the assessment account set up and the bot configured and all that, how much time did you spend maintaining it or watching it? Like, what did
I
that look like?
mean, so I would watch it often because
Sure.
I enjoyed watching it, and I
Sure.
like learning about it, but I could have just left it from the time I set it up. Other than taking Friday out, that's all I only changes that I made to it after I set it up.
Sure. Gotcha. And then you also told me before we started here that you had another account, like your paper trading account. You just left that alone that we give out in class. And I guess you were in the August class, but tell us a little bit about that. What happened there?
Yeah, so that I set that one up with some of the stuff we were learning in class.
Mm.
A different bot, I can't remember what it was. I think it was the NR7
Okay.
on Tesla and Bitcoin.
Okay.
And that one actually, I made it went up $10,000 within about the same time period that my other one got funded.
Sure.
So,
Awesome.
and I didn't touch that one at all since the class. I
Yep.
just left that one be.
That's awesome.
That one also would have gotten funded if
Yeah.
it were an assessment account.
Right. And a lot of people like, Matt, I wish it was an assessment account. But
Yeah,
either way, you got funded, right? You kind of set up another one and kept going. So,
yeah.
yeah, that was awesome. And tell us a little bit about like how many attempts was this your first assessment? Your second? What did that look like?
So my first attempt, the one I got funded was $100,000 account. My
Okay.
first attempt was a 200,000, and I
Okay.
got up 15 grand on that one, and then um, my risk management was bad, and I ended up blowing that one.
I got
But
you.
then
Okay.
I started this one, had a little bit better risk management, and got this one funded.
Gotcha. So you made some mistakes, you learned and you improved and we can see the result of that. So
Yeah.
that's awesome. So there's a lot of people, I have to go back and look at the exact number, but there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people who are in what I call this no man's land of in a funded account. They're not yet blown up, but they're not yet at that positive 10%, somewhere between -6% or we'll say 5.5% drawdown and a positive 10%. What suggestions, what guidance would you give for those people who are kind of in that situation, thinking that it's hard and they can't do it and they don't have what it takes? What would you tell them?
Um, the biggest thing for me, I think, was that I got up that 15,000 on my first account, and I kind of felt a little bit rushed to get it funded because I was so close. And if I would have just had some patience and waited, I it probably would have been funded, and I probably wouldn't have blown that account.
Sure.
So the biggest thing for me was just not rushing getting it funded
Mhm.
and taking unnecessary risks and stuff like that.
Gotcha. It sounds like, did you like double up the risk or something? You kind of
Yeah,
made more aggressive than, okay.
I doubled up the risk and then went down to my stop loss, and I thought it was going to turn around, and so I moved it down some more, and then it
Oh, you
kept
manually
going
altered it.
down, and
Yeah.
then I didn't want to take that big loss, and so I kept moving it down, and then
Yeah. Awesome.
before I knew it, I was down in one trade.
Yeah.
My 2 weeks of work was gone in one trade.
Right. Yeah. Whereas if you just would have taken like a 1 hour risk, just
Yeah,
take the loss and move
if I would
on.
have
Yeah.
taken the loss where I had my stop loss at, I
Sure.
would have only I would have still been up 13,000 on the
Sure.
account instead of being blown.
Right. And you know what? That's a very, very, very common mistake is that people don't want to take the loss. But, we all have to make our mistakes. We all have to step on our own landmines in a way to make those mistakes, to learn, okay, that's why I don't do that, right?
Yeah,
And
it's
but that's part of the process. Yeah.
a little easier to say that looking back than in the
Sure.
moment when you're don't
Sure.
want to take that loss, but
Yep, that's right.
it's easy to realize it when you look back at it.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Cool. So do you plan to continue running the open range breakout on the S&P 500 on that index, or you gonna change it up, or what are your plans in the live
I
account?
mean, I've actually probably looking at the orb stuff that you put out on
Okay.
Tesla
Yeah.
and AMD. I'm looking
Mhm.
at that right now, and I'll probably run some more tests and see if I can't set something else up other than the S&P.
Gotcha. Awesome. Yeah, and I do still run the SP 500 myself on a 20
Yeah.
minute on Thursdays only. But yeah, it's worked really well. Yeah, awesome. Cool, man. Well, congratulations on getting funded. Best of luck. Tell all of your buddies about real life trading. Tell all of your wrestling mates about us.
Yep.
And we'll look forward to hearing more about you in the future.